Hey, I'm Duke on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it. Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. It's been a hot minute. Here we are with a take on Maverick, very similar to a list that Harry Hackett, aka Harry1232, took through a Legacy Challenge and I believe came 21st, which is pretty great, especially with Maverick in 2023. Hey Jack, very cool to hear. What did you play over Masters and how did you go? This list isn't too different to what we've been playing on the channel. Obviously, this list has gone back to Mother of Runes and therefore has Scrib Ranger in the deck. We have Prismatic Endings in the main deck for extra removal. And a card that I've been really liking is Tireless Tracker, which is pretty sweet. It does what you want very basically, which is cool. We also have Bojuka Bog as a target for Knight, and also once to some extent. The board, I haven't played around with Carpet as much as I should have. I think Carpet is a pretty fantastic card to have in your sideboard for Mav. Mindbreak Trap just there online for the combo decks, so we'll see how that goes. And then everything else I kind of just patterned out to be either 2-ofs or 3-ofs. Sort of big game cards. Harry had a pretty sweet list with 2 Leyline of the Voids, a Vivian Monster Hunter. I always forget the name. I apologize, but the list is sweet. So if you want to check them out, definitely check out Harry1232 on MTG Goldfish. You'll see a lot of pretty fantastic results with the deck. Came second in Modern with Hammer. Very nice, Jack. A big congratulations. Did you play... I'm not too familiar with where Hammer is in Modern. Was it mono white? Was it white and blue? Which I think most are now. I see Seacrow Coast a lot. Blue-white. Nice. Yeah, I think blue-white seems great. Things like Spell Pierce, Teferi. I'm not sure what your take is on Reality Chip. That's always a card that I see like in some lists, not in others. Yeah, Bowmaster would do pretty well in this list, Rob. Good to see you. But yeah, big shout out to Harry. Great player. Has always been open to commenting on things on the Green Sun Zenith, which is great. We're playing a Legacy League with Harry Maverick. Nice. You love Chop? Very cool. Okay, that's really nice. What do you feel... Oh, did you play the new card that is kind of an upgrade from Blacksmith's Skill? I believe it's better against Force of Vigor. It's a big one. I always forget the name of it. It's from New Phyrexia, or the new Phyrexia, I believe. You think Blacksmith's Skill is better? As someone who doesn't know kind of the difference, Surge of Salvation, yes. Why would you say you like Blacksmith's Skill better? Nice gameplay. Counters creativity. Ah, so Blacksmith Skills allows you to actually target your opponent's things. That's very cool. Alright, this is obviously show game log. And across. There we go. There we go. Well, second is awesome, Jack. Very, very cool. Happy to keep this. Early removal in both Wasteland and Swords. We have 2 great 2-drops in Double Spirit and Knight, which is great. Alright. Scrubland, alright. Immediately giving me Reanimator vibes, and with an unmarked Grave going to exile and a Grief, I think that's exactly what we're up against. So I assume here we see the Sword go. Sadly a little bit slow against Reanimator, but we do have a lot of good targets post-board. We also have Once off the top to dig for Bog if they don't have a Reanimate spell here, but I would assume they do. That is very cool, Jiggins. That is very cool. Because, of course, if you activate first and then try to target it, they could cast removal on it after, if they only have creature interaction, not land interaction. That's very cool. I love that. Grief, just such a good card. I don't like facing it, mainly because of the amount of... Oh, okay, so we do actually have the once line here. No. But still a pretty nice pickup here. The Noble also has the subtle effect of being able to block the Grief, allowing us to double block a lot earlier. Interesting to see our opponent mull to, I think, 5 and not have a way to reanimate on the same turn. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Is it... I don't mind Wasteland here on the scrub. This has kind of caught me off guard, as if they're playing some sort of oops deck. But maybe not. Why would you play this in Reanimator? Ah, it's a pitch card. That makes sense. Nice, Tank. Very cool. Yeah, I don't mind Wasteland here. We can also double spell anyway. Also turns up like a looting effect, potentially. Yeah, I assume the Scrubland is probably just for sideboard. Seasoned Dungeoneers. Okay. That's pretty cool. Wow, just a pass back. Okay. Happy to just Spirit and then play the Knight. Don't really want to like play both Spirit and Noble and then just get the Knight taken by a Grief, but the Knight being a 5/5 is pretty nice. They also haven't seen a black card, so I'm pretty happy just to go for white cards or white lands here and not show the Bayou. Yeah, tough spot for them. They got to Grief, but then didn't really have an engine behind that. Which is pretty tough. I guess their 5 was potentially just the Grief to buy some time to draw into a way to get it back and just didn't get there. Still like the Surgicals and the Priests. That's probably all I want. Oof, Tracker. Beast, probably Prismatic Endings. Ramanap isn't that great either, but once, Outland's fine. Carpet, oof. Maybe just, I don't mind one Prismatic Ending. Yeah, Priest is a tough one, because obviously a little bit like Gadoktig, it does interact with us pretty well. Pretty happy to keep this. It obviously is a little bit slow, and the mana isn't great, but we do have things to do. We have, you know, turn 1 Mum, turn 2 Mum, so having double Surgical is quite nice if they're going to go for a quick combo, and also have 2 pieces of interaction is very good. Also, if they don't go off, then we do just have Bog as well. having the graveyard interaction also leaves the sorts of plowshares for creatures they might have brought in. So say Sungeon Degeneer, Seasoned Dungeoneer, or others. They take the Scrib Ranger. I wonder if they want to try to reanimate that. Happy to play the Karakas. Ancient Tomb, Petal. Maybe this is Seasoned Dungeoneer. Unmask. Okay. That is a 2-for-1 for us, which is quite nice. I actually don't mind bogging myself, just to stop them from being able to reanimate one of my creatures. And then I guess I could have maybe surgical first if I wanted to take something, but I think attacking here is fine. Maybe like Collective Brutality gets me here, but Mum isn't doing too much right now. I think now that I have the other beater, I'll hold back. 5 mana. Petal. Okay. Funnily enough, we have both basics already in our hand. There's a world where I just want to see what they have. And I can pay for the surgical. Reanimate and Dark Ritual. Okay. And then we have 4 Griefs. Passageway Seer. Okay, another initiative card. And then 3 more Seasoned Dungeoneers. So they have 3 Seasoned, 4 Grief, and that's the only creatures they have. Honestly, I probably could have left... It was actually probably better to leave them with the Thoughtseize, because we are only drawing 1 card a turn. We're probably casting whatever we draw into, so them drawing the Thoughtseize is probably better for us. Okay, Reanimate, Dark Rit. Green Suns for Grist would be pretty cool here. Team's Awakening. Okay. Even though we don't have much of a board, I feel pretty good here. Especially knowing they can't ramp into like an Archon of Cruelty or another big creature. Perfect. Start with a tower, maybe I... Yeah, I'm pretty happy to just probably forge here. Although... yeah, I don't think I need to. I think the mum is pretty much the... Yeah, nice. Put on the bottom, put on the top. The mum is kind of the 5 damage here. So I think what we'll do is... We obviously don't want to fetch. There's no need to hold up the Caracas either. So still we know about Dark Crit and Reanimate. Animate Dead's fine. Taking the damage is fine. Yeah, Lost Well for Plow is another good option. Here they really need another threat. The goat there makes me think they do, but even if they do, we can just give protection before combat so the mum doesn't have to attack. Alright. We also now have Surgical for Dungeoneer if they try to get it back. They know about the Surgical though. Thankfully, a Dungeoneer off the top doesn't do anything, so I'm happy just to make them have some sort of reanimate spell. Yeah. We still know about Dark Crit. And they have Entomb. Okay, so they can still Entomb reanimate. But I think that would also be lethal because both things are 4 mana to reanimate. Hey, Echo. They would go to 1. Yeah. And then we can just attack with both. I guess it does have lifelink. Either way, we can give protection. I don't think our opponent has an out here. Yeah, thankfully. Nice. Pretty cool deck. Pretty nice as well. I do want to create a reanimator deck for my battle box for Legacy, so Mono Black's definitely a nice option to not have to have the jewels for it. Obviously, it's nice to have some sideboard cards, but I've definitely seen some versions online that just play a bunch of Voidwalkers and other threats like that in the board as kind of a non-graveyard hate strategy post board. Yep, Mike, that's a great point. If they knew about the Surgical, they should have gone for the Reanimate first, so they wouldn't lose a life, and then Animate Dead, the other creature. But yeah, boarding into initiative is interesting against the creature deck because I can go wide. And also by not having... I didn't see any removal. And they only have 12 creatures to actually protect the initiative as well, which can be pretty tough. Oof. Yeah, pretty sweet hand. The Collector Oof kind of makes this a 6, but the mana's pretty solid. Green Suns is great, Endurance is great. Obviously 8 cast, I'd love to see. Mountain, not so much. Okay. No turn 1 play is quite good for us. If it was like a lackey, I'd be a little bit scared, but it could definitely be burn. The only other matchups where we've come up against Mountain Pass have been something like Ruby Storm or like Mono Red Storm that has had kind of a turn 2 win. Either way, I'm probably happy just going for Bayou into Noble. There is a world where the Canopy losing life is not the worst because we can get rid of it later on. But yeah, that's true. Red Prison, which Red Prison without a turn 1 play is more than fine in my book, especially when we're on the draw. Like a turn 1 Chalice, a turn 1 Moon Effect. Okay. Cursed Mirror. Blood Moon. Alright. Well, we do have the Plains. Do we have a white card? I've never seen this card before. Cursed Mirror. Interesting. Could be a creature until it has haste. Okay. Honestly, we doesn't really matter. Because we're only drawing 1 card a turn, there's not a chance where we get like, you know, draw Forest and Night and can't cast the Night. Yeah, Evoke Elements without sacking would be pretty good. Chalice. Two, 4, 6. 2-turn clock, pretty much. Okay. Like land into Questing Beast, potentially. It'd have to be Forest into Questing Beast. Allows us to block 1. No, that doesn't even do it. Yeah, tough. Mono Red. On the play, I don't mind the forces are easy, but the plagues I don't mind on the play. Oof is fine. Endurance. I don't mind Thalia. I think Thalia just does just enough. Probably the spirits. It could even be the extra endurance, to be fair. Outland, Once, Mum, Thalia, Ramanap, Titless Tracker. Beast I still don't mind. Prismatic Ending, Force. Yeah, let's go down on a spirit. I think it's being like a 3-1 body isn't too bad. But obviously for Fury that is pretty bad. No green mana. It's pretty happy to mulligan this. It says access to both basics and also Once Upon a Time, so happy to keep this and bottom the Dryad Arbor. It also has the the once, which is pretty nice. Happy to fetch for the forest first. There is a world where I don't actually, like, if I find just a mum off this. I'll take the wasteland here. But yeah, like, not holding up the plains here is pretty tough. Maybe there's a world where I don't actually play the land first. Like, I think the chances of what I was thinking of are actually very, very slim, which is that I only see the forest. They get rid of a Fury, which is pretty big. Wow, they play it out, so we could Prismatic Ending it. Okay. I still don't mind Wasteland here. Okay. Pretty happy just to build out mana here and go for Noble Hierarch. No land, wow. Okay. I guess we can't play Mum and Scrib, but I don't mind getting Mum down. They've gone through 2 deads, so to get the Mum online would be pretty great. Or trade, you know, as a 2-for-1 with a Fury is pretty great as well. Alright, so now we get to go Scrib. Hey, Cherry Man. Thank you very much for the raid. Hey, a big congratulations recently for all your success with the Khan Echoes deck. That has been very cool. I believe you've had like maybe 3 top 8s or top 16s in the last few Legacy prelims. That is pretty sweet. And hey, a big hello from all of those coming from Cherryman stream. I'm Diggs on Twitch. I usually stream Legacy FedEx like Legacy Mav. And here we're up against Mono Red Stompy. Round 1 we actually beat. Ooh, that's quite nice. We also have the mana to deal with both of these, which is pretty cool. I might even just do that now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because then we can also hold up Sword. One, two, three. Untap this, return this, play this, force these 2. And then I probably just want to deal with the token here. Question is if they have land into, say, Goblin Rabblemaster, can I beat that? I think I'd rather just play to the board and not allow them to have that 3rd mana. Could play at start of combat as well, yeah, that's actually just correct. Alright. That's pretty good as well. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We get to play both, which is pretty sweet. Play Knight. Untap, return. Play this. Play this. Nice. Pretty lucky there, to be fair. I still think the plagues are worth it post-board. I think that is better than anything else. The containment priests are actually interesting. Even though they do hit our own green suns, they are just 2/2s that flash in. So they hit all tokens. They could hit a Rebel Master potentially, or a Legion War Boss, but I think that's a little bit risky. Like just turning off green suns that we draw into. But I don't mind the thought of just having a 2/2 flash. Hey Runcor, welcome. I think endurances are a little bit too hard on mana. With double green, that's the only thing. They do trade 2-for-1 with a Fury, which is nice, but I think the plagues are a little bit better. I find that where I bring in the plagues as a 3-drop is where I drop the endurances. Which is tough as well, because you could say going for the black source is, you know, just as hard as getting the second green source, but plague just being able to allow us to get rid of multiple goblin tokens is pretty great. And obviously keep them off the board until we want. But yeah, the 3-4 body of endurance is quite nice, especially if they have something like a relic or unlicensed Terse. Another great card against us. Obviously mana here is not great, so we'll mulligan this. Better. Pretty happy to keep this. Okay, so we want the fetch, we want the once, we want the swords. It's probably the Ramunap that we don't want. The knight can at least be a big threat. Hey Star Fox, welcome. Hope you're well. Did anyone from Perth get over to Eternal Weekend last weekend? Or this weekend just gone? Okay. We have a lot of outs to this, at least. Verdant. I think here I'm happy just to play lands until I have to once. Just to increase the chances of me to dig a little bit deeper for the basic. Just a bit of 7-point. Nice. I know Luke's still going strong with the Japanese decks. Yeah. I'm happy just to sit a little bit. If they have a threat, we obviously have to think again, but... Okay. I could have looked there for a basic planes, the one basic plane to get swords, but I think we have one more turn. Sadly not. Five, 6, 7, 8. We got a 5. Yikes. Even if we draw into Fable, I guess we could draw into Fable. Sorry, if we draw into a 4th, it's not too bad. No. Tough. Not too much to do there. But yeah, I think moon decks aren't too unfavored for us. I think Fury is probably the biggest kind of advantage point that they've got recently. But with a typically like good draw, you can just, you know, either deal with a Blood Moon quite easily, or fetch for basics aggressively on the play, get Mana Dorks out. Alright, on the play. Pretty happy to keep this. Turn 1, Mother of Runes. Turn 2, we have Prismatic Ending. One more land, we have a Knight. We have Endurances in case they're graveyard combo. Pretty happy just for Savannah into Mum here. There's a world where I want to keep this for a basic plains or basic forest. Savannah into Mother of Runes in 2023. Island. Oh, okay. Nice. The third land here is pretty fantastic. If they play another basic, I'm definitely thinking about back to basics. But not even a snow-covered island, just a lonely island. And a pass. I didn't expect that. I think in that case I'm happy just to go for Dryad Arbor. Discard Narset. Wow. I assume the first threat we play is going to get forced, so I could see Endurance being the bait and then play the Knight. And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy to Endurance in response to a Brainstorm or a Ponder, just to make it a little bit more awkward on maybe what they want to pitch to a force. They find a mountain. I'm not going to target anyone here. Okay, that's a great draw. I'm going to cast this first. And there's the force, pitching a Snapcaster. Old school. Now I'm happy to get in with both. Even if they snap into the Dryad Arbor, I'm pretty happy just to allow that to slide. Hey Mangork, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Mountain, Island, Force, Narset, Snap. Okay, I'm just going to put them on Jeskai. So we can probably go down on the swords, the oof. The Ramanap, most likely, looking at their mana base. I do like the chokes and the carpets. I think that's going to be it, honestly. What was the pitch? The pitch to the force was a Snapcaster Mage. Yeah. I don't want to change things too much. If they have like back to basics or something, we do have the Outland Liberator, which is nice. And this hand is gas. This hand is sweet. Like, we have a basic. I believe actually we only have one of each basic, but either way. Wrath Cage is fine. Hey, McSalmon. Welcome. A big thank you for the sub. Very kind of you. And yeah, I'm happy just to go for the two basics early on. I'm also happy to try to get this choke down under the Thalia. We also have the prismatic endings for the Grafdigger's Cage, which is really nice from a deck building perspective, because I don't really want to bring in something like Force of Vigor in this matchup. Unless the Thalia sticks here and they tap out on their turn, I'm probably just leading on the Knight next turn. Off the Wasteland. Oh wow, okay. I guess the choke also costs 4 now, so we can't choke next turn anyway. Mentor. Okay. Honestly, I think it's just going to be Scrubland Knight as a 4/4. I could also play Windswept Heath to make sure that Monastery Mentor can't attack, because this will be a 5/5, which is a little bit too big, unless they have double swords. This is definitely the issue with Choke, where if they do deal with my threats, then they have a Mentor in play with most likely 2 tokens. Playing the Choke is just pretty much a time walk for them. I don't need the black mana at the moment, so let's just go with Night Pass. I guess I can't Green Suns either. I can, but it won't do anything. I'd love to see like a Teferi bounce here, especially on the Knight. That's probably best case. Oh, Prismatic Ending. Okay. That's fine. They have 1 mana open with 2 cards left. I guess we can force check. Liberator's really nice as well to turn off this Grafdigger's Cage the following turn. Oh, it is force blue card. Okay. Well, now they're top decking. Interesting. I'm going to put a stop on my draw step here. See what we draw. Okay, we draw another Green Suns. So here I'm pretty happy to take out the Volcanic. And then probably just play the Atlan Liberator with mana up to hit the Grafdigger's Cage so that the following turn we can start Green Sunning. However, there is a world where we want the extra land in Wasteland, because then it allows us to Green Suns for 3. So I think here... it's tough. Because Red had so many good cards. Like, I assume they play, like, you know, some sort of sweeper. And I'm going to assume it's a Staticaster. So I think just for that, so they can't untap and draw into that, I'm pretty happy to get rid of the Volk here. Also takes them off that mana for our main phase when we cast the Outland Liberator. One nice thing in this position as well is because they didn't cast the card last turn, they only have 1 more draw step to draw into a card to cast, or else this Outland Liberator flips, which not only deals with the Grafdigger's Cage by itself without actually trading, it becomes a 3/3, which is quite good against the 1/1 Monk tokens. Okay. Another good reason to hit the land is that Ponder now can't find another cantrip and cantrip again. I can only assume the card they found was a Force or a 4-mana spell, because I think a land they would have played just to have the extra land. And if they do get aggressive here and attack, we have block with Outland Liberator on the Mentor and then sack it to the Grafdigger's Cage. Let's see what they did. They chose to not shuffle. Okay. Hey, Spyman. There is a world here where I'm not definitely drawing into a land, so I'm not definitely green sunning for 3, and green suns for 2 is pretty dead in this matchup, so I might actually just take the draw, and if the Outland Liberator flips, that's still great. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy to cast that. Out of my draw step, of course. Let's turn this off. And then just pass back. I assume they kept a Swords to Plowshares. Oh wow, now the Liberator's gonna flip. Okay. And a land, perfect. Tireless Tracker trigger. I also don't have... yeah. I will. Because we can green suns for Grist. I'm pretty happy to attack here. Dress down. Okay. Does that mean that they just become 1/1s again? And the 3/3 trades with the 1/1s? No. Okay. I guess I could have actually... no, because I do want a green suns for 3 here, so... it doesn't actually matter. I was going to say I could have traded it for the dress down as well, but then they would still have at least 1 token. Cool match so far. We won't get the extra clue here, but I think that's fine. Oh wow, I can now go for a 4-drop? I didn't realize that because of Thalia. Interesting. Maybe now I will go for the Questing Beast over the Grist. Grist ticks up, gives me a 1/1. Yeah, I actually like the Beast. Beast is cool. We can just Grist next turn anyway. We can't Questing Beast next turn. I don't mind starting with that. Unless... so they have 3 cards. I could attack with the Beast and then see what they do. Most likely block and then try to pump it, or do something and then try to attack. I could also just... Prismatic Ending now. Yeah. I don't have to attack, so I'm happy to see what they have. And if they cast something to pump or go wide, then that's fine. Wow. I will use the clue here to see if we draw into another land. Hull Breacher. Okay. Didn't expect Hull Breacher in this matchup. Maybe there's still like a Days Undoing deck. It should be pretty brutal here if they do have Days Undoing. Karakas. Especially if they have Karakas Thalia, I have to discard it. Hey McVerbal, welcome. Wow, they do have it. Hmm. Wonder if the mentors make me want to bring in the Plague Engineers. That would also take some pressure off me having to have Sword Splashes for Hull Breacher. I think I actually want the Bayou. Just so I have 6 mana next turn. And at this stage, I'm probably happy just to trade in a clue. To try to find Wasteland for the Karakas. If I get time. Actually, no. It's a replacement effect, of course, so I don't even get it. I guess one more. They must have one more spell to cast anyway, so we're just dead here. Maybe knowing about that, I will bring in the extra swords. Potentially the Prismatics are a little bit too slow, but we did know about Grafdigger's Cage, so I do actually like that. I will bring in one Plague for Endurance. And then I might even take out potentially a Knight. For another Plague. Oh, 62? Oh no. Apologies, team. Well, the hand isn't too bad, so we're okay. But what didn't I take out? I guess I added in the 2 swords and the 2 yeah. Rookie error. Pretty happy with the Mum. They have removal for the mum, that they need removal for the spirit as well. If this gets forced, I think we just go with Hold Up Endurance the following turn. No blue mana yet. That's pretty interesting. Okay. I guess once also allows us to potentially find Mum or a Mana Dork as well. Okay. Happy to go for Bayou. Play the Noble. This also turns on Green Suns for 3 for Grist next turn, potentially. Happy just to pass here with Endurance and Swords open. I don't know if I want to target anything with this Endurance. I guess I could target them. We did see Snapcaster game 1, so I guess taking away the Prismatic Ending isn't too bad. I'm going to attack you because if they have a Hull Breacher, we can at least get it with Prismatic Ending. The awkward thing is that I don't really want to play the Outland Liberator into... I guess I would probably rather play it out. But there is a world where I don't get value off it before they remove it. But without a real threat in play, I do just want to get rid of it. This is probably a matchup where I would like to have additional Planeswalkers. I know that Harry played around with Vivian, which looks really cool. We do have the Chokes, which is nice. But obviously with this sort of mana base, it doesn't do a whole lot. Could have also held the Cradle in case we drew into Tireless Tracker. All Green Suns for Tireless Tracker. I assume this is going to be like a Ruination if they fetched. Snapcaster into... Oh, okay. Brainstorm again. Right. At least now the Outland Liberator will flip. Chose to not shuffle. Pretty happy not to play this Endurance. Okay. Don't really need that at the moment. They didn't attack with the snap, and they didn't... block with it either. Maybe that's a reason to play out the carpet, but still. Okay. Maybe the beast. But 7 mana, 7 new cards is going to be pretty tough to get this down. Maybe they're... okay, swords. That's true. I actually have targets here, which is kind of cool. I think we'll concede to that. That's just going to be a little bit too tricky to get out of. Yeah. The Hull Breach from today's undoing is very tough for us. Like, unless we're on a red splash with Pyroblasts, just really hard to interact with without having exactly Swords to Plowshares. I guess Spirit helps, but yeah, tough one. On the play, which is cool. And a lot of things to do, but I do like my mana acceleration starts. And like a lot of these cards could just be dead bullets, so pretty happy to mulligan for a more consistent hand. This is it. Happy to keep this, bottom the Scrubland, and just lead on Noble into Verdant. There is a... I could go for Bayou Noble to hide the white source, but if we go Verdant Noble and there are a Bolt deck and we draw another fetch, we could just try to play a 4/4 Knight, which I'm a big fan of. Snow-covered island. Huh. There it is. Force pitching Spell Pierce. Okay. I guess there's a world where I should have played, or at least got a black source, because then we could play Grist and also Wasteland. But obviously, as we can see, it's not going to matter. That is interesting though. Snow-covered island, island force, spell pierce. Gives me Delver vibes other than the mana base. Unless it's mono blue. Like just true name? Oh, petal. Show and tell? Which I guess we have the Grist for, so if you can top deck like a Green Suns for Outland Liberator, I'd be pretty stoked. Maybe Oracle Lash? Yeah. It's a good call as well. Start with Grist. Questing Beast. That would have actually been a really good draw. Just allow us to really pressure them. I didn't play a land drop, but there is a world where I should have. I just felt like the unknown card is a little bit better. Potentially if they're thinking about endurance and green card if it is an Oracle deck. Just a pass. Okay. Happy to attack with just the Thalia. I don't believe they would have removal. I could attack with both, which still gives me 3 through, but if they have a blocker, yeah. Can recast this as well. Cephalid, potentially. Oh, step through. I guess does Wizard... Yeah, okay. Okay. Doesn't do enough. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's really only Swords to Plowshares here that does it. They have the Force Blue card. Spellseeker, Vanillion Click. Okay, just a mono blue deck. Do I want anything else? I don't think Surgical is good enough. I wonder if they play Thought Lash. Oh, sorry, is it Thought Lash? The enchantment? I guess like Oof does stop Lotus Petal. Like that's something. I guess we take out the Ramanap. And potentially just a Wasteland. Yeah. And I think 22 lands with the lands as well. Okay. Yeah. Like, wants to find a threat and wants to find a green source. We have a pretty high chance of that. Hmm. Opponent's gone to 6. Can we find a Windswept Heath? No, but we do find a Savannah, which is pretty good as well. I do love Carpet and Choke working together as well by feeding us their mana. Could have played the land here to play around Spell Pierce, but I'd rather just play the land and hold up once if they have Spell Pierce. I think we just use white here and play the Mum and then hold up once. But I really need this once to find a pretty solid threat. Well, there's the threat. Tough. I guess that is one less force for the choke, potentially? I kind of want to hold back Mum this turn and then start attacking with the Outland Liberator next turn. This is actually also a situation where drawing into choke isn't good because it doesn't take them off any mana. The artist untapped, so tough. I have 3 cards. One is Oracle. Sadly, just not a matchup where we have too much, if any, real interaction. But we do get another turn. Okay. Maybe Thalia? That's not it. I'll hold the land for Tireless Tracker at least. Bear Oracle. Put a card on top of their library. Tough. Yeah, because even if I respond, we're trying to destroy Thought Lash, they can just exile everything. And then Swords does nothing because they can just go to 0. Oh. But yeah, definitely need a few more bangers for that sort of matchup if we want to get there. Alright, we can try to finish this out as a 2-3. And I don't mind this hand. We had to go Savannah into Dryad Arbor. Which then turns on Knight as well. Here's a world you could keep the Green Suns for another threat, but I think a turn 2 Knight is pretty strong here. Obviously, if it's a creature matchup, Double Sword is very good. Sav, Green Suns, Dryad. Oof. Underground Sea, typically Doomsday. I guess we'll see what happens here. If I really thought it was Doomsday, I could go for Collector Oof here, which has some impact. I think I'm happy to go for, or at least try to go for Night here. Because Underground Sea by itself probably isn't enough. Okay. No Brainstorm ends tap. Dazing on the Night doesn't say too much either. They could just be getting rid of the first threat that we have. Grief. Baleful Strix. Okay. This is more like a reanimate style deck. That's going to be maybe Death Shadow. Could also be like the bug kind of value deck that's been popping up, which is very good against Maverick. A lot of 2-for-1s from them. Yeah. See if we can Green Suns for 3. Maybe even Grist here is worth it. Oof. Yeah, that's a tough one. We do have Mana online, which is nice, so a lot of our top decks are good. Tireless Tracker, we also get double draws off. Spirit's a start. But this is where I need the deck to really start working for me. We do currently win the board, but if they hold the Grief back, it's a little bit rough. Or if they have something like a Murktide. Hey Kevlish, welcome. Hope you're well. Red. Interesting. Oh, okay. I don't mind Thalia here. It allows us to double block. And also just have First Strike on the Grief, which is cool. Okay. Oof. Could put both in front in case they have one removal spell, but maybe that's actually better. Yeah, I think it's probably safer to put all three, just because of the first strike, and then if they deal with the Thalia, we can still deal with that. I thought it would down and out, but not looking too bad here. Especially seeing we have lethal if we trade the Noble and the Grief. Okay. I don't mind the Plagues because of Strix, and I guess in some cases Grief if we have another blocker. The Oof can come out. The Endurances aren't too bad. I don't mind. Probably Carpets over 2 Nobles. I don't mind the chokes, but we also want to have some sort of interaction with Reanimate. Which I think Surgical's better than Containment Priest. Do we? Ending can come out. I have seen this X play Sylvan Library. Probably happy to trim down on Thalia because of Plague Engineer. Maybe something like this. See how this goes. Okay. I'm happy with this. At least if they take the choke, I can be a little more aggressive with the Wastelands. Because obviously I don't want to Wasteland islands. Oh, no. Oh, no. You had one job, Dried Arbor. You had one job. Okay. This feels like a Hymn to Turak. Baleful Strix. Okay. That's true, surely it's Brad. Dried Arbor, it's the boss. There goes the choke. Do they Wasteland our Wasteland? No. Interesting. The battle begins. Ooh, Bog's actually really good here because it stops like a Murktide or a Gomag. Hey Evan, a huge thank you for the sub. Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying Dadhood. Always enjoy having the D&T content on behind when I'm working. If anyone wants some fantastic, not just legacy content, but magic content, definitely check out Evan via twitch.tv/Akaleth or Akaleth on Twitter. Okay. Not too shabby. Yeah, I know Mark and Harry have been big fans of the Spirit and Thalia duo split. There we go. In Mav. I definitely don't mind it, especially if you're not playing cards like Sylvan Library. And by playing Tiles Tracker, you get to destroy cards in your opponent's turn anyway, which is pretty nice. Alt. Ooh, Scrib? I'm going to start with the carpet. And now I'm pretty happy to go... Yes, green. I could try to green Suns here, but I actually just like getting my land drop potentially. Or finding the other wasteland for the Volk. Okay. At least for them, carpet's probably quite hard to get rid of. Okay. Two cards left for my opponent. I wonder if they know that Scrib Ranger does kill Baleful Strix. Oh, that's pretty good. Does that mean we can play both? 1, 2, 3, 4? Yes. So let's go for white mana. And then first up we'll play Scrib Ranger. We do have to return it, but... Oh, that's... Yeah, we can't actually. Yeah, there's no way to do that, actually. Sorry. That's pretty funny. Yeah, because we have to return it before we get to untap it, right? Yeah. Okay. You win this one, MTGO. Actually, it's just a rule of magic, so it's actually made it... That's just incorrect, but... Yeah, I think if I had the choice, I'd actually just play the Spirit there over the Scrib Ranger. Now knowing, yeah. Yikes. Because then we get to Spirit and attack for 1. Oh, but if they try to wasteland the Scrib Ranger here... Oh, sorry, the Dryad Arbor. We do get to return it, so what do they do? Do they go for the Bayou, or do they just not know what happens here? They hold it. They allow us to untap. Oh my gosh. What is happening here? So we get to get white mana. We then get to wasteland the Volk. This is pretty much the definition, oh my gosh, of have your cake, make your cake and eat it too, have your cake and eat it too. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Is that it? You can't have your cake and eat it too? Anyway, now we get to return this as well. It's good to be back. It is good to be back. This is my sort of magic. uh. Ooh. No. The flawless would be very cool, but it doesn't happen often. Do they try to attack? No. Smart. Oof. Oh, so close. 1, 2. Yeah. Now we're getting the mana online. I can only assume this is Bolt for Spirit of the Labyrinth. No. Oh wow, okay. Just wanting to scry. My kind of magic. They chose to shuffle. Alright. Nice. Alright, well, we finish 2-3. Going down to Moon Stompy, Thassa, and Jeskai. Day's Undoing. That was a tough one. I think the matchups we lost to where you know, it's definitely challenging. But overall, the list felt pretty cool. Yeah, Tile Striker was sweet. It was nice to have Mum and Spirit back. Scrib Ranger there, of course, showed her worth. So overall, definitely can't complain. I would like to go back to Punishing and see how it fares, especially with Minsc. And Punishing Fire, I think, is pretty strong, especially with decks that can accelerate early on. So if you do need to Punishing Fire twice, it's not too hard to do that in the early turns. But yeah, overall, didn't feel like I really missed anything. Potentially a different 2-drop. Obviously, Collect Oof, Outland Liberator, and Scrib Ranger are good in their own little worlds, but they're no like sometimes you just want a Goyf, and I don't want just a Goyf, but I do want a beater of some sort. I don't think it's something like Deeproot Wayfinder, but it could be Ooze. Could be going back to Ooze, especially with a list like this that has a lot of access to green. But yeah, it's tough, especially with yeah, Bowmaster's sweet. I actually think that Bowmaster will kind of take the position that I have. I don't think Bowmaster will affect the green creatures in the deck. I think it will affect the spirits and the Thalias. But it seems really, really powerful, especially with the ETB effect as well. I think that's something that a lot of people overlook, is that it actually triggers on ETB. So you're getting, yeah, a lot of value off that card. I just don't want to see what they're going to cost on MTGO. I know they're up to like $40, I think, in paper. But yeah. But that's me. I'm going to work on some content, so definitely check out the Green Sun Zenith in the near future for some pretty cool things. Have some pretty cool takeaways from Mark and Harry, and also from some of the depths population. People playing Depths, which is cool. Cards out on the 20th. Wow, that's quick. I did not expect that. If you want to find me on Twitter or YouTube, you can find me here. Funnily enough, like 49% of the people that watch me on YouTube are not subscribed. So if you do like the content and you want to support me for free, definitely consider subscribing when you go to my YouTube channel. Until then, I'm going to see who else is streaming, but a huge thank you for coming in and watching. Always appreciate it. Not really the result we wanted, but I think we did fairly well given the tools we had to work with. But yeah, Tile Striker was actually probably the card that I like the most in this matchup. I do love sending you guys over to Gabe, so I'm going to send you over there. But peace out. Enjoy your weeks. Stay safe. I'll be back on Thursday night, probably with Punishing. If not Naya Depths, but probably Punishing Mav. I think it's time we dig back into that little shell. So enjoy, and I'll catch you next time.